Logan was constantly getting into trouble and had long ago developed the habit of getting out of the most unexpected situations. So, when Sally took him out on the balcony, he hastily, pulling on a t-shirt and shorts, tried to think of a way to get away. He could not escape through the door because Sally's husband returned unexpectedly from a business trip, and the third floor eliminated the possibility of jumping down. The only thing left was to climb over to the neighbouring balcony. Logan quickly and successfully executed his plan and soon peeked into another person's apartment. There was no one there. Logan quietly pushed open the balcony door and realized with joy that it was unlocked. He stepped inside and carefully moved toward the exit. Suddenly, a thin woman's voice asked who he was and what he was doing. Logan turned around and saw a young woman lying on the bed. "Hello," he quickly found an answer. "Have you heard about Carlson? I'm his little brother. Please don't shout, I'll be right out. You will let me out, won't you? Show me where the exit is." "There," the girl nodded but didn't move. "But please, before you go, close the balcony door tightly. It blows so much from there." "Okay, but are you too lazy to do it yourself?" Logan saw a shadow of resentment and pain slip across the girl's face. Her eyes filled with tears. "If I could, I wouldn't have asked you," she said abruptly, "and anyway, it was you who opened the door." Only then Logan understood why she didn't stand up at the sight of the stranger bursting into her apartment. She was sick. Logan walked over, took a chair and sat down next to her. "Excuse me, please don't be afraid of me. I'm a friend of your neighbour. My name is Logan. And what is your name? And what happened to you?" "Look, Logan, my name is Nina, but what makes you think I'm going to be frank with you? Go away. My grandmother will be here soon. She's out shopping. She'll be upset if she finds you here. Or will you run away from me through the balcony too?" "No way. Get well, Nina." Logan stood up and headed for the exit, but then he came back and asked, "Can I come and see you again?" Nina categorically said no, and Logan sighed and left. After he left, the girl smiled. "Wow, what an adventure," she thought, remembering the handsome face, the smile, Logan's eyes. But then her grandmother returned, and Nina pretended that nothing had happened during her absence. In the meantime, Logan came home, and from there called Sally. "Sally!" "Yes, it's me. Can you talk?" "Yes, my husband's in the bathroom. How did you leave?" asked Sally conspiratorially. "Through the balcony, but it doesn't matter any more. Listen, what about your neighbour on the right? What happened to her?" "That's Nina. She lives with her grandmother. Her mother and father are gone. Nina was studying to be an architect, I think, but at the end of last year she fell from a height, like from a scaffold. The surgery is expensive, and there is a waiting list, but no one knows when it is due. So, there you go. What do you need to know it for?" Sally did not hear an answer. There was only a ringing tone in the phone. And what could Logan say to her? He himself did not know why he needed this poor girl and what he could do for her. 2 weeks passed, and Logan finally decided to visit Nina. The door was opened by her grandmother, and seeing an unfamiliar young man with a bouquet of flowers, said that he probably mistook the apartment. "I've come to see Nina. I'm an acquaintance of hers." The old woman sighed, and with a doom in her voice, said that Nina was gone, and tears spurted from the old woman's eyes. Logan just dumbfounded. "What do you mean, she's gone?" "They put her in the hospital. Her condition worsened. Requires an operation. The insurance does not cover the entire amount. I still try to sell the apartment urgently. I do not know where we will live afterwards. But it does not matter." Logan gave the old woman the bouquet and left. He had to do something. He thought about it and called his brother. "Quentin, I need a large sum of money. You want to buy half of the summer house that was left to us by our parents, so I'll do it. Also, I want to sell the car. Can you offer it to anyone?" Quentin was surprised. Not long ago, he had offered Logan money for his share of the inheritance, but he had flatly refused, and now he had called himself. Of course, Quentin agreed, but he did not ask his brother what happened, because he knew he was always in some kind of trouble. A few days later, Logan made an appointment at the hospital to pay for the surgery and rehabilitation. He did not go to see Nina or her grandmother. He just did not know how he could explain what he had done to them, and he himself did not understand why he did it. After that, Logan packed his things and went to work. He found an ad that offered shift work at the North. He stayed there for a year. Logan lived in a small town where he rented a very comfortable house. Here he met Chloe, a local young woman. She was his neighbour and wondered why such a man came to this backwoods. She wished she could leave this place, but she did not have such a chance, and she regretted that she would spend her life here, among the snow and with practically no people. And Logan liked everything here, the nature, the work, the people. He became friends with Chloe, but remembering Nina, he did not allow himself anything more. He really wanted to bring his beloved here one day, but he didn't know how and when to do it. It was not until the following summer that Logan went to his hometown to see Nina at last. He went straight from the airport to her home, but no one answered his call. Logan waited a little longer outside and then went to his brother. They greeted cordially and shared the news that they had experienced during the year. And Quentin told his brother that in the evening he had booked a table for 3 and that he would introduce Logan to his good girlfriend. In the evening, at the appointed time, the brothers arrived at the restaurant. Suddenly, Quentin waved at someone, and Logan turned around, frozen in shock. It was Nina, who had turned out to be Logan's girlfriend, who was approaching them. Yes, it was she, the very girl he had saved and fallen in love with at first sight, and now he had lost her. Logan looked into Nina's eyes and saw that she was just as amazed by this encounter as he was. But to stay here and watch his brother's happiness was beyond his strength, so Logan wished them both happiness and quickly left the hall. He did not go home, but went straight to the train station to leave this city quickly. A week passed. One day, on his way home from work, Logan saw that the light in his house was on. Probably Chloe came in, he thought, but when he went inside he froze in shock. There was a beautifully set table in the room, and the dishes on it were arranged by Nina. "Nina? But how did you get here? Did you come with Quentin?" asked Logan. At this time, Chloe and Quentin came out of the next room. They were laughing, telling each other something. "Logan, why didn't you tell me that you have such a handsome brother?" jokingly reproached Chloe. "He actually has a girlfriend," Logan said, and stepped toward his brother to hug him. "Actually, no," Quentin answered in tone and laughed. Nina, seeing that Logan was confused, hurried to explain everything. "When I had the surgery and started walking again, I demanded to be told who paid for everything. They showed me the contract, and there was the address. I came to thank the kind man and saw Quentin, but he didn't know exactly where you had gone. And when you came back, I thought I'd surprise you." Quentin smiled guiltily. "I invited Nina to the restaurant and you, and then you ran off so abruptly that I didn't have time to explain anything. Nina and I are just friends. Nothing ever happened between us." "Sorry, bro. And here we are. And by the way, I'm very happy because here I met Chloe, a wonderful woman who fortunately is also free, and that means she will be mine." Everyone laughed. 2 weeks later, Quentin went home, and Chloe went with him. And Logan and Nina stayed in the settlement. Several years passed. Both couples had long been married and happy, with children growing up, and Nina's grandmother moved in with her granddaughter and is happy that everyone is healthy, loving, and loved. And what else do they need to be happy?